Okay, so I finally got the video uploaded that was taking I think it took over 24 hours to upload. Where we kind of live in such a rural area, and we're kind of we're not really in the valley, but we're not on top of the mountains. Seems to be that we're just kind of like a black hole for any kind of signal, including, I mean, if you've got a Wi-Fi connection in your house here, if the weather's bad, even inside your house, it's hard to get the routers to work as well as they do if the weather's clear. A lot of times I'll take and just directly hardwire everything in together. But I use my cell phone a lot for this just because I have a better camera on here until I get a better camera. My son wants a GoPro, and I actually think that we would be able to make some pretty awesome videos with that, with where we go four-wheeling and all that other fun stuff. And I'd like to be able to rig it up for when I'm shooting, so I can do some slow motion videos. I always wanted to do that, but so I got that video uploaded about that healthcare place. Just wanted to get the word out and hopefully save some people just the problems that we had there. Let me tell you, I had somebody say, oh, well, they're a specialty place, so it's going to be the same as paying for a specialist. But the thing with our insurance is, unlike most people's insurance, we don't pay extra for specialists. So we actually went to a level 4. Well, it's considered a level 4 urgent care walk-in clinic at the pediatrics doctor yesterday for my daughter, who she's been having knee problems on and off since last spring. Her last spring soccer season kind of proved to be a little rough on her. She broke her nose on the weekend of Mother's Day, and we honestly didn't think anything of it because there was no blood. She continued playing in that game and continued to play through the rest of the season, including a tournament that was 2 days and 3 games and 2 tournaments. She had already been complaining about her knee kind of bothering her then. After the 3 games, I was like, it didn't go away. I just figured it was just tired from overuse. Our joints will do that. I took her to the walk-in clinic again, and she was diagnosed with tendonitis from overuse. And then shortly after that is when she asked to see the ear, nose, and throat doctor, because originally we were told that she wouldn't require surgery over the broken nose, that it just wasn't that bad. It was just kind of causing breathing issues. But it got to the point that she was breathing or having such bad problem that before we realized that it was the break in the nose, she thought it was just her allergy medicine wasn't working. She was trying to get me to double up on it, not. I'm like, I can't do that. You're going to overdose. And that's actually how we ended up finding out that it was broke. He was looking for polyps and found the bone. But anyway, we took her and they had her in surgery within a week and a half. And then the middle school stuff started pretty much the week. Well, it was exactly 8 days post-surgery for the first tryout, and the doctor was like, as long as you're not going to be risking getting hit in the face, I'll release you to go back to soccer, which this was just at the time tryouts for the middle school team, so it was basically timed runs, timed obstacle courses, working on footwork, working on shots, working on passes, just seeing your overall just ability. So I wasn't really worried about that. The coach told her, it was like, I don't want you to overdo yourself. It's not going to affect your spot on the team if you don't feel like it's safe for you to take part. And I told her, I said, the doctor said this was okay as long as she wasn't going to be risking getting hit in the face. So Caitlin went ahead and she did the half-mile run too, and I told the coach, I told her, I said, the only thing that I may have to worry about is some nose bleeding once her blood pressure gets elevated, but I have all this stuff in my bag to deal with it. It's not a problem. Caitlin finished the half-mile run and did all that stuff. And, she was a little upset. Like, she cried when she found out she was going to have surgery because she had been busting her butt. She played all the spring soccer. She played every game, every tournament, every practice, never missed a single one. And then we found out that to try out for the high school team, you have to be able to run like a 7-minute mile before they'll even let you advance to try out. So she wasn't a really strong runner to begin with. So she was taking all that time after the spring season was over with and was running about a mile every day up until she had the surgery. And then, 8 days after that, they had middle school tryouts, and they had a second tryout a couple weeks later. And then after that, they started doing 3 days a week practices, which would run about 2 hours, typically starting with a half-mile run to a mile run. And she got her stamina up amazingly well, especially considering that she has asthma. And then I've noticed with the indoor soccer, she's became the girl that can reach an open player across the field if need be, because she's figured out how to use the length of her legs to run faster without exerting more energy. So she's gotten so much faster, and her stamina is through the roof. The knee bothers her on and off from time to time, and she had some issues yesterday. We went back to the orthopedic doctor. He was just like, you've got to take a rest, which is confusing me because she's really not had soccer much in the past month, maybe 2 games, and she's had 2 weeks off. They don't practice for indoor soccer. They just get together 1 day a week and they play. But I do know that she's been playing floor hockey in gym and volleyball. And now the state law states that they have to walk for so long every day at school to get them outside and up and moving. So that is when, because it popped on her yesterday morning and she was okay. She walked off. Well, it happened again while they were walking. And she kind of fell and hit it, and her friend carried her to the office, and they called me. They're like, you're just going to have to come get her because we can't send her back to class like that because, it wasn't swollen or anything, so I wasn't too awful worried about it. My husband went and got her, brought her home, and, you could tell it was bothering her. So I went ahead and took her back to the orthopedic doctor. She'll go back again in 4 weeks. They're stating overuse, but I don't get that because she's not been as active as normal. And the fact that, one of the last times that we went to Dollywood, she was complaining within 20 minutes of being there that her knee was bothering her. And of course, she didn't have a knee brace on. It's getting in the habit of remembering to put one on. She has 2 different ones. They're both just support braces. So I told her yesterday, because she got upset because she's like, this is my fault. I should be wearing my knee brace and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, you've got to get used to putting it on every day and make that a part of your dress cycle. You don't need to wear it every day, of course, but if you're going to be active, that needs to be one of the first things that you remember to do. And I was noticing that she's got some places on her ankles that I'm assuming is from her shin guards. So I think that she may need a pre-wrap on her, around her feet and ankles for before she puts on her shin guards to kind of keep that irritation down. Sorry, I'm finally watching The Outsiders, the TV show. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen it, but I forget the actor's name, but he was Obie in Sons of Anarchy, and he was my favorite on that show. And the first time I seen the previews, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy how much it reminds me of my dad's side of the family. Some of the things that I've seen. So now that it's on Hulu, I'm going to take a chance to get caught up. So when season 2 comes out, I can watch it. And that's another thing that I wanted to come here about. Some people are really confused about me writing a book. It is based on my life. People don't understand because, like, I'm not a famous person. You know, yeah, people know me locally, but I've been told for years, people that know me or that's gotten to know me is like, oh my God, you should write a book because my life, most of the things that has happened, people don't believe until somebody else is like, oh no, it's true, I was there. You know, one of my parents tells them, no, she's being honest. My life was crazy. And to see where I came from to where I'm at now, you know, to some may not be impressive, but when people see where I came from, what I came from to where I'm at, they'll understand. And I'm just hoping that I can inspire at least one person to stop using their upbringing, their past, the way they were raised, their parents, you know, anything that they can find for an excuse. I'm sick and tired of people using that as an excuse for where they are in life. You control your life, no one else. So even though, you know, I'm not some rich girl, you know, living in a mansion, you know, thankful, modest country girl who loves where she's at. I love my life. I love my family. I'm nowhere near rich, but I'm happy. You know, I've got friends, I've got family, kids, you know, we have property. We're able to raise our own food. You know, we're really blessed, and living in an area like this, you know, you get to learn things that not everybody else learns. There's very few people that I know in my life that are my age that if something bad was to happen and they couldn't get to a grocery store, or, you know, grocery stores weren't available anymore, they would starve to death. And that's sad. And I'm pretty proud of the fact that I know that I can survive and I can take care of my family and my family will survive. And, you know, some people have told me that I need to start offering this as a class or whatever, but in all honesty, in today's society, I don't really know how many people would take it. And the ones that would, more than likely, probably know quite a bit about what I would be teaching anyway. Some people are just in complete denial of what's going to happen. And then you've got so many people, you know, that think that butchering your own meat pretty much is horrendous. But this way, you know where your meat's coming from. All of our animals are treated just as well as we treat our pets. You know, they free range, they're not inject full of steroids and hormones, and they are culled in a very humane manner, and, you know, not in some of the horrible ways that I've seen, you know, on social media and in videos and stuff, in some of these butcher shops. But of course, PETA, I don't know where they come up with some of their videos, because I hate PETA. I really do. I hate that organization with a passion. A passion. Nothing that they do makes any sense. If you follow them, you know, they're supposed to be all about the animals, but yet they do some of the most crazy shit. You know, and it involves, like, killing animals in some cases. Like, I don't get them. And I think they're insane. You know, and I'm sure there's probably some that absolutely hate me for what I do. You know, I have a page for my farm. I talk about it on social media. But, you know, at least if anything goes bad, I don't have to rely on anything but making sure that I have the equipment that I need to keep doing what I'm doing. You know, a lot of people get hurt if something like that ever happens. I'm not a doomsday prepper or anything like that, so don't think that. I'm just a realist. I know that there can always be a time that I'm going to have to rely on the things that I know, and I come from a very long line of farmers and people that, if they didn't grow it, didn't raise it, they didn't eat. And because of that, I'm able to, do a lot of things that are becoming extinct with the younger generation, which is sad. And, I'm passing it along to my kids, and I know one day that they'll be thankful for it. They're not too happy with it right now. My daughter don't argue with me. She'll offer to help, but she's like, it's so gross. My son wants nothing to do with it at this point, but, he's young. I'm not going to force him, but, a friend of mine kept telling me, he's like, these kids one day are going to thank you for everything that you've showed them, everything that you've taught them. And I hope he's right. So as much as I want to kind of do like a whole daily blog, like every day, it's not seem to really working out with me. It seems like I'm having my talks with you guys either right when I wake up or right before I go to bed, sitting in my chair, under my Harry Potter blanket, watching TV, just because I have important topics that I kind of want to get out there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you follow my channel. I'm sure you're going to find that this is going to be a channel that isn't like others that kind of stick to like one thing. I'm never going to start doing series where, some people are going to assume that something's fake or real. If it's here, it's real. I promise. I'm not going to put on some big production for YouTube. I did this just so people can get an idea of my life, not thinking that I'm anything that anybody would want to follow, but I think that I've had a life that a lot of people don't, and they don't understand when they meet people like me. And I would like to kind of take that stigmata away. And, I love my kids, and I like documenting times with them and my family, and, I love sharing skincare tips and makeup tips, and I love talking about some movies or TV shows and stuff alike. I don't really watch a lot of TV, and that's something that you'll get to know about me. I don't watch a lot of TV. If I get caught up on something, a lot of times it's something that I've either know from books and a TV show has been started about him, and then what I do is wait for them to come out on DVD or like Hulu or Netflix or something like that, and then I'll sit and kind of binge watch them. I do watch Modern Family every day and Big Bang Theory. That's when I can. But other than that, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I'm a big movie buff, and I have to say that between me and my husband, we have well over 1,000 movies here. My favorite stuff is like horror. I prefer like late 70s, early 80s to late 70s to the 80s and early 90s. And I love Italian horror. And then I like B movies. Troma is, the shit to me. So I'm really happy about that. I'd like to start having more conversations about that and kind of sharing that interest with others. Because, of course, around here, I don't have a lot of people to talk about that with. My husband has the same interests as me. But, we don't always get to hang out and talk every day because of the way he works. And I kind of have a little bit of a different schedule. I mean, we do make time for each other. But when we do have time for each other, we're kind of catching up with everything through the week. So it's rare that we actually get a time to sit and be like, oh, and watch these movies together or go find these movies, because some of them can be really hard to find and we have to actually order them online. Like he was talking to me yesterday, I think it was, or maybe today, about how he didn't know what to do for Valentine's Day. And I was like, nothing, I hate Valentine's Day. I always have. And, we got Valentine's Day coming up. His birthday just passed, and then we have an anniversary on St. Patrick's Day. And sadly, neither one of us remember what we did for anniversary last year. Seriously. I know our first anniversary, now we've been together for a long time, but we've only been married going on 4 years. But we've been together like 8 or 9 years. Maybe 8. I get really confused. He knows that. He knows I don't I don't mean hard about anything by it. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I really have a shitty memory, and he's the same way. But our first anniversary, he actually surprised me and the kids, woke us up, told us to dress comfortably, and would not tell us where we were going. We woke up early, and when we got off on the Chattanooga exit, I had an idea that we were going somewhere in Chattanooga, be it the Tennessee Aquarium or Rock City, and ended up he was taking us to Rock City because they do something special for like the week of St. Patrick's Day, and it's really cool. There's a local winery there, I guess in Georgia is where it came from, and you can sample wine at the end of Rock City, or at least we could when we were there that weekend. And they had a special they turned Rock City into what they call Shamrock City, and they had a bottle of green wine that was like sour apple, and I tried it, and normally like green wine and green beer is awful, and I'm not a big drinker anyway, not anymore, I used to be, but I'm sorry, oh no, on this TV show a little kitten just died. Well, not a little kid, he's like same age as my son. That's so horrible. But that stuff was really good, and it's made from like real fruits and stuff. So we bought a bottle of it, and it's still sealed and put up. We've not opened it, and it just says Shamrock City. I think it's got the date on it when we bought it. And then that year while we're up there, he gave me that engagement ring, which I really, really, really need to clean. It's going to be hard to get focused in on. It is a gorgeous black diamond ring, and it's got black diamonds all the way down the sides and around it right there, but it's nasty, so you can't tell. And you can't see that band on video. My original wedding band, both of ours came from Florida, or not Florida, I'm sorry. God, I wish that would focus. Came from like Ireland. Oh, I wish that would focus. It's so pretty. And when I was working in the garden about a year into our marriage, I broke my wedding band. It sadly has broke too. Both of them came from Ireland. They were just sterling silver, so they were kind of soft. He works a lot with his hands, and so do I. So we still have them. They can probably be fixed, but we just put them up and save them. And if my kids ever want to fix them and wear them later on down the line, I don't have an issue with it. And I still have my original engagement ring from my husband. It's a beautiful white gold diamond princess cut. It's so pretty. A lot smaller, and he knows that I love colored diamonds. Black diamonds are my favorite, and I like black gold with like a blue diamond. Beautiful, but I'm not gonna push my luck because those are expensive. But I did wear this for the longest time for a wedding band. Some of you may be able to tell what it is, some of you won't, and I'm not gonna take it off, but it is well, let's see if I can get it off. I can't get it. Well, yeah, I can. It's actually engraved on the inside too. It's made from ceramic, like engine blocks and stuff, that type of ceramic. It's supposed to be it's similar to wearing a Tungsten band. So it's unbreakable, but you have to be really careful because this will break glass. It is just a knockoff of the one ring from Lord of the Rings, and it's even got the inscription on both the inside and the outside, like the ring does in the movie. And it's spot on. It's beautiful. I had bought it myself when I had seen it because I needed a new wedding band really quickly. And I know, like, in tradition, the husband buys the man's and the woman buys the husband's, and that was what we originally done. And now he has one. Actually, I think I bought the one he's wearing too. But I shop online a lot more than he does, so he has a Tuxen band with a design that's inlaid in it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like, it's the actual color of Tuxen, not like black or anything. Because I had one of these in black and it started scratching, so that's why I went with the white. And I really liked it, but I took it off when I got this from this band made from a musician named J.B. Beverly. He was part of J.B. Beverly and the Wayward Drifters, and then he does a lot of solo work. Well, he lives in North Carolina, I want to say, and he started doing, like, working with metal, and he started taking some coins that were out of print and some rare coins and stuff and making rings out of them. And that, I don't know how many of you know, but that is an old tradition. I am not going to sit here and say that is a Southern tradition. I don't know. But I do know that it's a very old tradition. My father has one that was made, that was actually like a chain gang ring. It's been passed down through his family, so I don't really know how old it is, but it's really old. And I actually used to wear, I'd put one of those ring saucers inside of it. I would wear it a lot because I always just thought it was neat. And so when I found somebody that was starting to make these rings, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. And his prices are amazing, and he knows what all of these coins are made out of. You know, I couldn't turn it down. So I ordered that, and I was like, I'm definitely wearing that for my wedding band. It looks sick with my engagement ring. Let's see if you can tell. You can see, I don't know if you can see the detail here, but you can see right here. Let's see. You can see the edge of the quarter right there. This is what this is from. This is from a quarter. And let's see if I can show you. And then right there, I don't know if it's going to focus. Let's see. Is it going to focus? No. Oh, that upsets me. It's the Tennessee quarter from 2002. And what's really cool about that, that is my daughter's birth year. So I was pretty excited when I found that. And I have teeny tiny fingers. And so first I was like, oh, you don't have a size 5 up, because we're friends on Facebook. And he was like, give me a minute. He came back and he's like, I fixed it. So I went ahead and ordered a size 5. But like, that's my grandmother's wedding set. And you can see here that it is 2 rings that she had soldered together for one. And for me to be able to wear it for my actual wedding set, I was going to have it cut down. And so I just wear it because it's really pretty. I don't really like gold, but, you know, it's an heirloom, so it means the world to me. And it will never come off my finger. I really like it. I'm not a big jewelry person. I wear my St. Christopher medallion for my own personal reasons, and I carry a St. Benedict medallion in my wallet. Some of you will know why, I'm sure. But see, I don't even wear earrings. You know, I have my dermal, but I'm terrified of needles, and the girl that did that's a friend of mine, and she covered my eyes so I couldn't see anything, so it was, yeah, I was okay with that. Anyway, I am hopefully going to get back to posting about every day. I would like to do some more vlog type stuff. I don't know how well that's going to go because my husband's really shy. That's why you guys haven't really seen him on camera very much. And then I want to touch on some more subjects. I want to talk about music. I want to talk about movies, TV shows. I want to know what everybody's into. If you have some suggestions for some stuff for me to watch, let me know. So while you're here, give it a like, subscribe, hit the little bell, get the notifications. I try not to be too boring sometimes. Sometimes I can be because I just ramble, but I usually have some pretty good points if you listen to me. Heavily ADHD unmedicated adult. Imagine my husband having to put up with that because both of my kids, I'm pretty sure, has it, and we don't do medication. So we work with it, work around it, deal with it. We might drive each other nuts sometimes, but I doubt you'll find a family that loves each other as much as we do. Anyway, I love you guys, and thank you for your support and sticking with me. I will leave all of my social media info below where you can stay in touch with me. I run a couple of businesses, so all the skincare and makeup and stuff that you will see on my videos, most of that stuff I sell. I also make a lot of resin, one-of-a-kind jewelry, jewelry from clay, like poly clay. I'm going to make some gauges. I don't know if I'm going to make a whole lot of them. I'm going to make a few pair to start out with. And I make a ton of hair bows. I get some crazy prints. Like, here's a bag that I haven't gotten to yet because I'm waiting to sell some stuff that I have in stock. And I don't know how much you can tell, but that's like Return of the Living Dead, Krampus, Guar, and then one that's got, this one, like, she sends me about 1 yard to 3 yards of different ribbon prints when I do an order, and she knows about what I like. So that, I don't know if you can see, that's all the horror slashers. And I've got some monkeys ones that I really like the band The Monkees, because everybody knows that's what I'm obsessed with. And then, like, I have a whole bunch of Walking Dead's, like, prints that I picked up. I try not to keep a whole lot of Walking Dead stuff because it's just, I love the comic books. I like the show, but honestly, I get sick and tired of these fangirls that had no idea that this shit existed, or that Norman Reedus or Andrew Lincoln or any of them existed prior to the show. They get on my nerves. So that is the prints that I have with the Walking Dead, and then also got some Evil Dead. I've actually got another Evil Dead too, and then I've got a bunch of resin pieces that are Daryl, Rick, Negan, and then one of Daryl and Rick, so I can make some rings and stuff too, as well as put them on my pose. And I'm also working on some badge reels. This one got knocked off while it was setting, so this one will not be for sale. And I know it's hard to see here, but it's bats in a glow-in-the-dark base, and then that's covered in rhinestones, and then it's sealed with a resin finish. And since I never got to, or since I've seen that, you know, it was already messed up, I haven't went through and sanded it out and shined it up and domed it out or anything, because I'm not going to sell it. It was just kind of, that was my first one. When I get my printer up and going, I'll have a lot more, because I'll start putting some more images and stuff in there. I'll paint them by hand. I'm going to do some Galaxy ones, but they're going to be kind of expensive because they will be hand painted. See, I even have some Death Becomes Her. Who remembers this movie? I love this movie. This movie is amazing. So yeah, I have a lot of prints that I need to get out there. I just want to sell what I have ready to go already. I was prepping for Fanboy Expo last year, and